Skills don't build muscle. Have you heard that before? I have heard it plenty of times, and I laugh in the faces of the people who say it, because I think they're completely wrong. Now, why do people say that skills don't build muscle? One of the biggest arguments I hear is that skills are too complex of like an exercise. They require too much balance to really build muscle, because if you have like a complex exercise or you lose balance, right, you don't know the way to do it, well, then you can't go to your maximum, right? You can't go to the limit of your muscles to build muscle in the first place. That's the argument. But my counter argument is that, well, if you are not used to the exercise, right, then I would assume you are a beginner. So if a beginner tries to learn a handstand or a planche and he loses balance, well, oh no, he didn't go to his maximum. Now he's not building muscle. But guys, he's a beginner or she is a beginner, right? So they don't need a lot of stimulus to build muscle in the first place. Everything they are doing, they are basically doing more than they were doing before, right? They are doing, they're getting a greater stimulus. So for them, it's already enough, even if it's not to their maximum, to build muscle. And also, even if you lose balance, right? When you try to do a handstand like against the wall, you're trying not to lose your balance with all your might. You're gonna get tired. So just by trying to learn a skill, you are going past your limit in different ways, and that will build your muscle. And for more advanced people, right, you are already used to the skills, and now you want to start building muscles. You can keep doing skills, because for you, yes, you need a greater stimulus, but you're already used to the exercise. You're already used to planche, front lever, handstand push-up, muscle-ups, so on, right? So you know how to do it. It's like in the gym, when you have people doing a squat or a bench or a deadlift for the first time, they're gonna suck at it, right? And it's not gonna look efficient. Yes, they are still building muscle, because, even though they don't do the exercise perfectly, they can't exert all their strength. It's still enough of a stimulus to do it. And when they are advanced, they can do a lot more weight, and also like the advanced people are building muscle. It's the same for calisthenics. It's the same for skills. When you get advanced and you're able to do a planche, you're able to do handstand push-ups, and then you tell yourself, I want to build some muscle. Just start eating a bit more, because the training you are doing is already putting a great amount of exertion. Like, it's tiring your muscles out enough already. So for me, skills are the ideal way to build muscle. They are the hardest exercises. It will give you the most strength, the most effect, basically, hypertrophy wise. So that's why I think planche and whatever, front lever, muscle ups, all the skills are great for building muscles. So anyway, today I'm gonna do planche to start off with. I'm gonna do it assisted today, because planche is such a heavy exercise that I can't do it unassisted every time. But yeah, today some assisted planche here. Gonna do a couple of sets of hold and presses, and then go from there. Couple more sets of this, focusing on form. That will be good. Set number 4, even though not every set is to the max right now, still exhausting the muscles, especially in the planche, right? The biceps and the shoulders, exhausting those muscles bit by bit. You can be damn sure that some muscle tearing will occur that can be recovered after the workout when I'm eating some food. So let's do this set number 4. All right. I think 4 sets is enough for planche today. Whew. All right. Not a lot of planche today, but still good stimulus. Training from last time was heavier than I expected, and I was still tired from that. So not going crazy on the planche today, but instead we can do some handstand push-ups, which I haven't done in a long time. And handstand is also one of those exercises, right? People say it's not good for muscle building because you need a lot of balance. You lose balance and you're not able to do your sets completely, right? That's a big downside. And I get where it's coming from, but I really don't think it's as big of a deal as people make it out to be. I mean, on every exercise, you're gonna need some balance, like the bench press or the overhead press. You need some balance as well. The handstand is just a little bit extreme, but like I mentioned in the beginning, if you're a beginner trying to learn a handstand, you won't need a lot of stimulus still for your muscle growth to occur. And by just trying the handstand, against the wall, freestanding, if you do a lot of attempts, trust me, you're gonna feel it the next day. So even if you lose balance, doesn't really matter. And after those attempts of handstand, after trying to actually practice the hold or the push-up, whatever level you're at, you can go against the wall, right? And do some extra push-ups, right? And by going against the wall, like this, you take the element of balance away. And it's way better for muscle building. So, it's like an accessory. And in the end, your shoulders are gonna be dead. So, one thing, if you're doing it against the wall, right? Practicing handstand against the wall, I would generally recommend to put your back, turned to the wall instead of your belly. Because if you turn your belly to the wall and then you go really close to the wall and you fall, personally, I find it scary, right? I'm a bit of a pussy with that regard, so I prefer to put my back against the wall and then try to hold the handstand that way or do some push-ups that way. But anyway, for me today, I'm gonna do some EMOM every minute on the minute, 10 sets, 10 reps each set, so 100 handstand push-ups in total. And that's just to get, a light pump, some blood flowing in the muscles, and live happily ever after. So let's go. Okay, for me, it's also been a while since I tried handstand push-ups, so I'm almost guaranteed to lose my balance at some point. But if you lose your balance, just try again. And by trying again, trying to finish your handstand push-ups, your handstand hold, whatever, even if you're losing balance, trust me, the burn is going to be insane. When you try to hold the handstand with burning shoulders, there's not quite a lot of stuff like that. So 10 sets, let's go. I knew it! All right, for people trying to get their first handstand push-up, what I like to do is hold the handstand a tiny bit wider, Normally, you do your handstand shoulder width, you point your fingers forward. What I like to do is, turn my hands a bit wider, like this, and put my fingers like a bit inside. So I make like a triangle, but it's very wide. And that just makes it easier for me to keep balance. I don't have to go as forward in the handstand push-up as you would normally do with a closed grip. All right, 9 more sets. I already have to do the next one. Fuck, I'm not used to it anymore. This used to be easy. I didn't feel because of balance, I feel because of lack of strength. So, 10 sets today, I became weaker than I thought at the handstand push-up. Whew, that's a good training though. Let's finish it here. Alright, so I only made it to set number 7, I guess. And I wasn't even able to do 10 push-ups, even though they're fucking trash the entire time. I don't look out my arms, but sick shoulder pump. Guaranteed. Alright, yeah. When you do these handstand push-ups, whew, like, I get it. At first, it's gonna be difficult, to unlock your first handstand push-up. But in the process of doing that, you're already gonna build muscle. And then once you unlock it, right? Once you get your handstand push-up and you turn to upping the volume, that's when you hit next level. Because it's one thing to get a burn in your muscles, unlike machines and stuff like that, where you don't need any balance, the only thing you can move is your shoulder. But it's another thing when your fucking entire body is burning, you're trying to hold the earth in both of your hands, trying not to stumble. That's some intense horse cockery, right? That's some intense training, and that's gonna get you jacked, stacked, succulent, and dense, alright? That's the good training. And aside from that, aside from getting jacked as hell, who's gonna deny that this is super fun, right? Like, you can, lift heavy weights. I get that, that's fun as well. But, have you ever tried holding the earth in your 2 hands, right? Have you ever tried a fucking handstand and then just going balls to the wall with your workout? I mean, once you get to that level, there are few things that will beat the amount of pleasure you experience during your training. So, yeah, I would say don't let anyone tell you that, skills are not good for muscle building because you require some balance, right? Overcome the balance problem and, hoist yourself into oblivion, right? That's what you should do. I'm not trying to argue here, by the way, that skills are better for muscle building than whatever bodybuilders are doing, right? Because if it was better, then every bodybuilder would do it. I'm just trying to argue that the difference between heavy skill training and bodybuilding training is not as large as people make it to believe, all right? You can still get very good stimulus in your muscles with skill training. And, the results will speak for themselves. And I'm also not trying to argue that skills are the only way in calisthenics to build muscle, right? Of course, you have the endurance athletes, doing hundreds and thousands of push-ups, pull-ups, dips, day in, day out. They're gonna get jacked as well. I just want to tell you, right? If you want to build muscle, you can do it in so many ways. And I would suggest you pick the way that's the most fun for you. If it's endurance, right? Do that. If it's weighted calisthenics, do weighted calisthenics, right? And if it's skills, do skills. Of course, if you prefer to do like a combination of many different variations, great as well. If you want to add in some gym, great as well. I just want to say, right? Do some fucking training, right? I want everyone to be jacked no matter how they achieve it. That's my goal, right? I want everyone to be jacked, and then I'm happy. So that's it for today's training. It was a bit of a shorter one. I was still a bit shot from the last planche training, which turned out to be heavier than I expected. But hey, we did do a lot of holds. So tomorrow is gonna be another front lever training. Very much looking forward to it, as always, because I get to horsecock some back training again. And yeah, that's it for today. I'm gonna eat some food, get to work, and get ready for the next day.